people, I think in the black culture or the African culture, they think, eating 5 plates of rice, pasta, chicken, plantain,
loading it up,
that's love to the self.
What would be your advice to a man who feels that he hasn't got time?
If you see all of the successful people in the world, they start the mornings with a gym, a workout.
So you mean I should go and pay to suffer myself?
They say that daily you just need like 30 minutes of vigorous exercise in order to help you stay fit.
This conversation is long overdue. My guest today on Total Man Diaries Podcast is a professional footballer who plays in the position of a goalkeeper. He came through the prestigious football academy systems at Chelsea and West Ham United. He has played for England under 15 and under 16. He represented Nigeria as the first choice goalkeeper at the FIFA Under 17 World Cup in Brazil in 2019. He has played for West Ham United, Barnsley FC, Maidenhead FC, and currently he plays for Jersey Bulls FC. He holds the first-class BSc honors in psychology. He currently works as an audit associate at PwC. He is also the creator, founder, and host of the Beyond Football Initiative, which provides valuable insights on personal growth and development for athletes and non-athletes alike. Joining me on Total Man Diaries Podcast today is Daniel Jinadu. Thank you so much, Daniel, for being with us today. It's nice to have you here. I hope you've not found it difficult, getting down here today.
Nah, it's not been too bad. It's not too long of a journey from where I stay, so it's all good. But it's so great to be here. Honestly,
excellent.
I need to contact the person who gave you guys the name, the idea, who made the idea, because it's fantastic. Total Man Diaries. Are you a total man? Not many men have the privilege of being able to say that they're a total man, or many men have the privilege of saying that they've had a role model that has been a total man to them. So being on this podcast is an honor, and I'm looking forward to the conversation and the impact that we can make in this space.
I'm talking about total man, though. Being a total man is actually not a destination per se. It's a journey, because it takes a while. You understand? So, but as you've said earlier on, you just have to start on the journey, and as you progress and you continue, you carry on, you realize that you're just getting better and better. And I don't think anybody can become that total or perfect until
except Jesus.
If you're a Christian until you see Jesus, you understand. But for someone who doesn't have Jesus, well, I think it will only be a dream, so to speak. But anyway, so if you are really talking about the total man, I guess it's Jesus himself.
Yeah.
You understand? But all of us, we are just aspiring to be.
Like
so more or less, we are trying to be better men, better fathers, better role models, better in everything, just aspiring to be better. Fantastic. Yes. So thank you so much once again, and it's starting. So, the way it's even starting now, I can imagine how we're going to take it, how it's going to go. I can see a fantastic conversation ahead of us already. What we want to talk about today is to do with fitness. You understand? With your background, definitely you've been right from a young age. You've been involved in fitness, what you do as a footballer and, of course, a goalkeeper. I know that entails a lot and requires a lot of fitness, and I'd always had it in mind that we are going to have a conversation along this line for men. However, in the past few, the last few conversations that I've had on these podcasts with some of our specialists, they emphasize that fact that fitness is important in men. For example, when we had a psychiatrist come on this podcast to talk about the rate of suicides amongst men and the men's mental health, I was asking him, so how do we improve, a man's mental health, or how can a man improve his mental health and things like that? And one of the main points he mentioned was for our mental health to improve, we need to improve our physical health. He said, whatever improves your physical health will improve your mental health. And then we had another medical doctor in some time ago to talk about the man's libido, talking about low libido. How do you improve a man's libido? How do you increase a man's libido? He also mentioned that increasing or improving one's fitness or physical health will improve your libido. And all these just helped to buttress that or to strengthen that conviction that this conversation is long overdue. And thank you so much for being here today for us, to have this conversation with me. So to start off, I just wanted to ask, why is fitness so important in men?
Wow. That is a fantastic question, ultimately. We're starting it off strong there with a bang.
Yeah.
And, I love that.
We might as well do that.
We might as well go deep.
Yeah.
Why is fitness
and
important
exercise
to men? For me, this is something that I'm very passionate about. Being fit is something that is a non-negotiable. In football we talk about non-negotiables. Running, pressing, doing your job for the team. I think fitness is a non-negotiable in the sense that it's the foundation of loving yourself. I'm a big believer. My older brother told me something once that was so deep. He said that, how can you expect someone to love you if they don't even love themselves?
That's true.
And when he said that to me, I was like, wow. Someone who doesn't love themselves, they don't have the capacity to love someone else, because they don't even know what love is.
I agree with
to
you.
themselves. And when he said that to me, I was just like, that touched me so deeply, because it's like, do you love yourself? And if you don't love yourself, how can you say that you love your family, your partner, the people around you? Because you're not even able to show yourself, your own self, your own body, your own mind, your own spirit, kindness.
That's true. Yeah.
So for me, it's something that I'm passionate about. After hearing that, I was just like, and I heard that whilst I was going through a difficult period in my life where I was really questioning that question, and whether or not I could answer it. Do I love myself? Do I love myself for who I am in this position where it's dark? You feel like nothing's going right. You feel like this and this is going wrong. Do I love myself? I'm able to love others. So for me, it's something I'm very passionate about, fitness, because I think that's the foundation to see whether or not someone truly loves themselves and see whether or not they truly take care of themselves. It says in the Bible that our body is a temple of God.
Yeah. So in essence, you staying fit is a way of showing love to yourself. Is that what you're saying?
It's the highest form of self-love. If you are disciplined with your body.
Wow.
It's the highest form. It's they said, I don't know if it's David Goggins or one of these guys. They said that discipline is the highest form of self-love. Because it means that you're denying your desires of today for your future self.
Wow.
And for me, that's what I'm so passionate about, because being able to deny yourself and sacrifice your current self for another, it says no greater love than it is for a man to lay down his life for a friend. So ultimately, discipline, fitness, putting yourself through pain and struggle so that your future self can benefit, that is the highest form of self-love.
The way you've taken it, I just started thinking about parents trying to make their kids to study, to sleep at the right time, eat the right food, and at that moment, just trying to put the kids on the path of, not the straight and narrow path. And at that point, the kid will not see it as pleasant. At times, you think that your parents actually hate you, whereas they're doing it out of love. Because if you obey and you fall in line, you will see the benefit in the future. Wow. So it's quite interesting the way you are taking this conversation.
Yeah, that's how you wanted to start. So we went deep there. For me, it's a dichotomy. It's ironic because everyone thinks of love like something that is soft, it's fluffy, it's kind, it's easy. It's all these things. It will cuddle you up, but real love is that love that you feel from God. That love that is harsh but just and right. That's what you call love. Love is being able to tell a friend that they're overweight.
Yeah.
And not being scared to tell them that, listen, you need to put down the burger.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting you mentioned that. I was having a conversation with my old brother along the line some years ago. And I just noticed that, he came around and I noticed that he was beginning to have some bulge, around his mid area. And I told him, but bro, you need to start going to the gym,
Gym is calling you.
You need to start working out. And he looked at me and he laughed and said, so you mean I should go and pay to suffer myself? And I found it quite hilarious, hilarious. We just laughed about it. But a few years down the line, I think he just had, some health challenges and things like that. Nobody told him, nobody encouraged him before he hit the gym. Now he's quite fit now, he's disciplined himself, goes to the gym regularly and stays in shape. But situation, circumstances of life almost taught him a bad lesson and he hit the gym straight away.
Those who don't listen will feel. That's it. It's just, that's just
those
how
who
it
don't
is.
listen,
They will feel it.
They'll feel it.
Them go feel it. Them go hold it down. Them go feel it. Davido. Them go feel it.
If you don't listen up, you go feel am.
Go feel am, bro. You go feel am pass.
That is deep, man. I guess Davido must have felt something.
Chop breakfast. Chop breakfast. Hey.
Wow. So we're laughing about this, boy. It's a serious conversation. It's a serious issue. Especially for, we see instances of black folks, black men, you just hear this one just fell down and died, and he's like, Daniel, you wonder, I was with him the other day. I heard about him I heard from him a few weeks ago. What happened? And just wonder, what's the matter? But definitely, because I don't think the body just crashes like that. There must have been some warnings that we've been ignoring. You understand? But what? I think that just has to stop. And that's one of the reasons that I just felt, we need to have this conversation.
We need to. I think I think you've just now stimulated a new passion in me from just asking that question, in the sense that it's a significant problem within the culture, the African culture, especially the ones that have moved to the Western world. It is just a misunderstanding of basic biology, nutrition, education about fitness and understanding. People, I think in the black culture or the African culture, they think, eating 5 plates of rice, pasta, chicken, plantain,
loading it up.
That's love to the self. That's how we're taught. When I'm younger, you're with your brothers, everyone. and your mom makes jollof rice and you pile the plate. You take 2, 3, you go for third plate, you pile it up, and all these things. People are saying, you think that's love. That's your mom showing you love. You know, your mom giving your dad the biggest plate of rice, of carbohydrates, of sugar.
Wow.
Carbohydrates is sugar.
It is.
Carbohydrates directly turns into sugar within your blood cells. It's glucose.
You might as well just
be eating sugar. Yeah. But the African culture is not educated to the extent that they understand these things. They think, oh, there's rice at home. Let's go and eat rice at home. Every day rice. Every day bread, yam, pasta, all these things, pounded jam, swallow every day. But they're not educated to understand that these things that they might, because it's, you know, it's showing their belly, it's doing their belly well, it's making them feel good, it tastes nice, all these things, they think that, oh, it's good, like, should I not enjoy my food? But food is not meant, if you look at the divine purpose of food, food is meant to nourish the body. The food is meant to give you energy.
It's meant for energy, yeah.
It's meant to heal you. Your food is meant to heal you, not to cause damage to you. But the understanding, that's why I'm very passionate about reframing and re-educating the African culture about food and nutrition and what it's meant to be. Because I think it's something that's not, it's unheard of. I don't think nutrition is taught in African homes.
No, we practice seafood diet. I see it and I eat it.
That's it.
I see it and I eat it.
I don't think if you go to a Nigerian house now, they know what they've even made Brussels sprouts or asparagus,
even
or chickpeas or peas or all these things, or even avocados or broccoli or all these things, all these vegetables I
reckon though that some of these fruits or vegetables that you've mentioned are actually not really available in Africa. However, what are the other options? You know, bear in mind, this is not just for African audience. Trust me, this is more for international audience anyway.
Yeah.
But if we haven't got broccoli in our homes, what are the other things that we can take that would be, you know, that will still be nutritious?
I wouldn't say it's not available. I just think it's not as tasty as the other foods, you know.
Yeah.
All these things are the basic vegetables that can be grown on any farm.
Okay.
You know, broccoli, asparagus, peas, avocados. I know I see avocados all the time in Nigeria. It's a warm climate type of vegetable or fruit.
Okay.
But these are things that are gonna be beneficial to your health. Things that will lower blood glucose level. They're high in fiber, but they're lost to be eaten about, or you're not educated about the benefits of eating these things growing up. I don't remember. I've never in my life seen my mom make a meal that has avocado or anything in it, or asparagus. What is asparagus? I bet you now.
Even
I bet you now. They don't even know what it looks like. They don't even know what it looks like. Asparagus.
Yeah.
That's one of the best vegetables for you.
I see.
The stem, high in fiber, high in those different vitamins, antitoxins for your body, helps with injury and recovery. But a lot of them within that culture will not understand what that even is. So fitness, at the end of the day, back to your first question, you know, why is fitness so important for men? You know, if I want to answer that concisely, I would say it's because it's the basic foundation for loving yourself. It's a basic foundation for giving you the opportunity to carry out your purpose on this earth. It's the basic foundation for you to be able to support and provide your family and have longevity to see your children's children. And also it is the basic foundation for living a a fulfilling, injury-free, stress-free life. You know, if you don't prioritize your fitness, I know, like, I stopped playing football last year. I stopped going to the gym, doing all these things. But I'm telling you now, the worst period of my life.
Wow.
The worst period of my life. I'm walking up 2 flights of stairs. I'm breathing. I'm sitting down for a while. My back is hurting.
Yeah.
I'm doing exercise in your whole body, your knees, all of that. After one short run, your body's aching, your chest is hurting. You can't go. By the time you're walking 1 kilometer, your body's aching. You're thinking, what kind of life is that? That's not freedom. That's you're in bondage to you're limited. That's a disability.
Yeah.
So for me, that's just how I see it.
Wow. So fitness is the foundation for a lot of things in life. So if you really want to live a happy, long life, fitness should be a massive priority.
Massive. If you see all of the successful people in the world, they start the mornings with a workout. If you look at the millionaire routine,
that's true.
All of them is wake up early. First thing is to do a morning workout. Eat the frog in the mornings. And if you see, it's the consistent thing. If you study all of the successful people, Barack Obama, all these things, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, even Elon Musk. I think even him, he would be someone who's doing something like that.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo,
of course.
Cold therapy, plunging, putting your body into discomfort. These are just the basic building blocks. But yeah, before I'll stop talking. But in life is such, I think it's so beautiful the way God has organized it or constructed it, an architect. Like as an architect, because it's so ironic, all these things. You know, in order to save your life, you must lose it. In order to gain and give, you must give your life away. You must give up to other people in order to receive.
Yeah.
In order to love, you must sacrifice.
Yeah.
In order to lose weight, you're losing something, you need to do more. In order to show someone love, you need to be tough. So all of these things are ironic. It's like a dichotomy because you think you do the opposite. You know, they say Christianity, in order to get to heaven, instead of doing all the works, you need to die.
Yeah, everybody wants to go to heaven,
if you want
nobody
to live,
wants
you want to die to yourself.
Yeah.
So I think it's just beautiful the way it is because it's it's just so beautiful because it has the marks of God there. Yeah. Where you're like, you're right. This thing is like when you really understand and get the revelation of what the Bible is saying, it's basically saying like it doesn't make sense. It's so beautiful that it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense at the same time because God died for you when you didn't deserve it. So you're guilty, but you're free. How does that make sense? I did the crime. I need to go to jail. But no, you're telling me I'm free. It doesn't make sense. And then you're telling me believe and then you'll be free. It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
It's the same way they tell you, oh, go to the gym every day, put yourself through pain, and that's how you stop feeling pain. In order to get rid of the pain in your knee, you need to put your body through pain and strengthen the muscles around your knee. It doesn't make sense. People thought, no, let me just rest it. Let me not go to the gym. Let me do this. But no, if you do that and you don't strengthen the muscles around your knee, you'll make it worse. So it's just all ironic. You know, oftentimes you need to look at this life and in order to stand out or do the right thing is often the thing that's opposite to the general population and what people are doing. So it's often important not to conform.
Yeah, fantastic. Wow. Thank you so much for shedding, that is not just shedding some lights on it. You actually, that was a beam. You focused your beam on that and you went deep. Thank you so much. Talking about diets, I'll still ask you one or two more questions about diet though. But you said something about the purpose of food. And I remember a scripture. I think it's in the book of Ecclesiastes. I can lay my hands on the chapter and verse now. But it says something about cursed is the people whose king or whose leader is a child and eats early in the morning. But blessed is the people whose king eats only for strength. Something like that. So that means the guy does not get involved in
eating
gluttony.
For pleasure. Yeah, gluttony.
He's only
Deadly
eating
sin.
What is right and what is necessary.
That will enable him to carry out what he needs
just
to do.
Be able, to do the work, to carry on, to carry out the task at hand. Not a child who just feels, I'm hungry, I must just eat because I'm hungry.
Because you're hungry,
Yeah. So, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for shedding so much light on that. One question I had in mind of asking is to ask, okay, what would be your advice to a man who feels that he hasn't got time, to the person who feels he's not got time to do it? However, when you said, then go feel it.
Then go feel it. Go feel it.
So, in essence, don't wait until life or your body pushes you.
That's the thing.
To do stuff before you start doing it. Develop that discipline now.
I think it's a level of ignorance or silliness, in the sense that for someone to say that they don't have time, it means that they're not prioritizing their health. So you're saying your work has more time or deserves more time than your own personal fitness. Then you're basically saying that you love your work more than your own body, your own mind, your own fitness. You love your work, your job, that if you got fired tomorrow, they will replace you. They already have people replacing you behind the scenes.
I hear you.
They have the recruitment team ready. They have their CVs already there to call them as soon as you leave. So you're prioritizing your work, your 8 hours a day, over your own personal fitness your own body that you're gonna carry for the rest of your life. So I think it's just a lack of understanding. It's pure ignorance to be able to say, or to say I don't have time. Like, please, like for me, it's just it's pure laziness, in my opinion. It's pure laziness, and I'm someone I hate laziness. It's probably something I'm the most passionate about. I hate people who are lazy. Like, honestly, I can't stand it, because you're doing yourself a disservice, and the only person you're hurting is yourself. But then you then hurt the other people around you, because then you're not bearing fruit. You're not bearing fruit. You're not doing business with what God has given you. So you're ultimately being selfish. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You're being selfish. You're being greedy. How greedy?
How greedy?
How greedy? Like, if you're lazy and you're saying you don't have time, so normal, like parents, for example, nowadays, it's difficult to be able to manage work and a family, all these different things. There's a lot of challenges that men face, paying bills, supporting and leading a family, making sure that you're earning enough, and being in meetings at work, the deadlines, the KPIs you have to meet. But at the end of the day, you work 9 to 5 or etc. From 9 to 5, you have your work. By the time you get home, you might get home at 6 p.m, let's say. You have like 7 to 9 p.m, What are you doing with your evenings? What are you doing with your evenings? What are you doing with your mornings before work? How do you not have time? How can you manage your time better and have more priorities at the end of the day? Because for me, it's just not having time. It just shows that they're not serious about their health. They're not serious about their fitness and taking it serious. You know, as you said, you gave the example of your friend who changed the whole system and structure. You know, he flipped on his head, so now he goes consistently. It's not about. I wouldn't say it's about being timed. That's not the right question to ask, but it's about what is the priority and what is most important at that point in time. Because people always do what they feel like is the most important to them.
You'll always have time for what is important to
like,
you.
I can't afford to buy a new camera right now. But if you said that, I need to record an episode, Ronaldo will come on your podcast tomorrow, but you need to buy a camera. Suddenly, I can afford it.
Money will appear.
It will appear from somewhere. So it's not about. It's the same with sales and marketing. You know, most people can't afford to buy the newest car or the newest tracksuit. Maybe the Nike Tech Fleece is coming out now. Most people can't afford to buy it. But if they say now tomorrow that this is special Nike Tech Fleece is the one that Ronaldo or Marcus Rashford is coming out, you see how all of these young children will be telling their parents, please, I need this one tomorrow. The parent might not have the money for it, but for their child, they're going to be like, let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
So it's not even about having not enough time, not enough money. I can't go to the gym. I don't like going to the gym. There's home workouts. There's YouTube. There's the grass. There's the road. There's the street. There's stairs. There's this. There's always an option to be able to do some sort of fitness. Even if you just run a 5K run on the road, or you go in your garden, you do star jumps, you do this, you do push-ups you don't have to have a gym membership to even stay fit. It's just a basic building block of life, of joining a local football team, going on walk. Well, I say walking is probably the most beneficial exercise for you. You know, it reduces stress, it reduces blood pressure, steady state cardio, so it allows you to burn fat quickly because it's steady state and your body's in a state of essentially just burning glucose, etc. So for me, why I'm so passionate about it is because there's just no excuse. It's just pure laziness, and it's disgusting. Because if someone was to say to me, like you said, your friend who was saying that, so you want me to go to the gym and
suffer myself,
to suffer myself. So paying to suffer yourself. But like, for someone to respond like that, it just clearly shows where their head is at. Because then they're saying they see it as suffering, so they clearly haven't understood what we said before, that you need to die in order to live. They clearly haven't understand that in order to build muscle and get stronger, you need to suffer. So that's what a lot of people do, and a lot of people, they say it all the time. Like, a lot of people want it easy. They want the discomfort. You know, when I say a lot of people want it easy, I just feel like Ronaldo. You know, Ronaldo. You've seen so many videos of him saying, a lot of people, they want it easy, but they're not willing to do what I did all these years. You know, he says, I go 6 a.m. ice bath, I do my training, I do cryotherapy, I get my massages, I'm training every day. That's why still at 40 years old, this is how I look. They say I have the biological age of 28 years old at 40.
Wow.
But what does he do behind the scenes? What does he eat behind the scenes? The suffering, the pain that he puts his body through. But everyone wants to be Ronaldo, but they don't want to go through it. That's how greedy.
They want Ronaldo reward without the Ronaldo routine.
It doesn't make sense. Is that not gluttony?
It is.
How greedy.
It is.
So for me, it's just if you feel like you don't have time to exercise, or you have quite a tight schedule, a lot of commitments, I think it's just about being more creative about your time management and how you can get exercises in. You know, they say that daily you just need like 30 minutes of rigorous exercise in order to obviously stay fit. So I think, you know, everyone can spare 30 minutes, whether it's in the morning or in the evenings or even at lunchtime.
Yeah.
To be able to get an exercise in, to be able to keep themselves at a standard of fitness that is sufficient to be able to carry out.
So if it is just about 30 minutes every day that is required, so that means if you manage to wake up maybe about 30 minutes earlier than usual, you should be able to meet that target.
Definitely. I think, you know, if you put yourself into routine, you wake yourself up 30 minutes earlier and you do like a high intensity interval training exercise, that's something that has amazing benefits.
And all through the day you'll be burning
calories. So
your heart will even thank you for it. You will feel it.
You'll feel it. And high intensity interval training increases.
When you say high intensity interval training, I think you should explain it a bit because not everybody understands that. So I'm going to ask you about some specifics, but since you mentioned that, let's talk about it.
So high intensity interval training is probably the best type of training you can do to lose weight or to burn calories or just to exercise in general. It essentially is a period of low intensity followed by a period of high intensity. So it's like, for example, if you are on a treadmill, there's different levels. It goes from like 1 to 20. So it's like doing 1 minute, you're walking, and then 1 minute you're sprinting. And you do that 10 times. So that is better than running for 30 minutes at the same rate, because you're then working your muscle and you're putting yourself into your elevated heart rate. You're working your anaerobic respiration system. And your anaerobic respiration system is the system that is used when you have a lack of oxygen.
Okay.
So that means that when you do have oxygen, you're able to function better because your body has gotten used to not having as much oxygen. So then if you do high intensity interval training, it increases testosterone levels.
Yeah.
Your body needs to work harder. It increases muscle mass. It increases dopamine hits. There's a range of different benefits that comes from doing that. You're able to
your blood pressure as well.
Blood pressure lowers and your blood glucose lowers because of the fact that glucose is broken down as energy whenever you do rigorous exercise. So because of the amount of energy that was required to sprint, like a sprinting is probably the best form of exercise in order to benefit your heart and also like in order to lose weight, etc. Because when you sprint, you have to use all of your force to power your legs through the air or your whole body through the air essentially. So your heart has to be beating very fast. So that's why after, for example, if you sprint from here to there, you're going to be out of breath because that's an anaerobic exercise. So you're basically strengthening your hypertrophy, how big your heart is to be able to pump blood in and out of your cells, your muscles, your brain. So high intensity interval training is things like interval training on the treadmill, interval training on the watt bike. So that's the power bike.
Okay.
That one there is very, very good for you.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about folks with weak knees at the moment. You understand? For someone whose knees are not so strong, going on a sprint might actually be detrimental.
They'll get injured, definitely.
However, if they get on a power bike or maybe on a bike anyway, exercise bike, I think it is less pressure on the knee,
definitely,
isn't it?
So doing, for example, increasing the resistance on the bike. So when you pedal, it's harder. So if you
at least you push yourself.
But if you can do interval training on that. But that one will finish you because you're using your whole body. You're using your legs, and your legs are going to be hurting after that. But then after doing that, it increases fitness. And me, in Jersey, I go to gym every morning before work, and I see that it's a massive difference to my day. I have more energy to my days. So I do gym and sauna before work every day.
Okay.
Because my gym is right next to my workplace.
Okay.
So I've been doing that ever since I moved to Jersey, and it's just amazing. Like I could finish my gym session, I do a core workout, and then I go in the sauna for like 10 minutes, and then I have
When
a
you
shower.
talk about the sauna, what's the benefit of going in the sauna?
The benefits.
I work out, but this idea of sauna, I've not really, I don't really understand it.
Yeah.
Tell me the benefits of it, please.
Yeah, no, I think the sauna is the best form of health and wellness on a
Okay.
daily basis. They said that if you do a sauna for roughly 30 minutes a week,
Yeah.
it can increase your heart rate, your hypertrophy, your recovery rate. There's so many benefits.
Really?
But, essentially, because of the heat in your muscles, and it gets rid of toxins. It gets rid of a lot of things. But I'm searching up just to make sure I have the right. So it said improved cardiovascular function.
Okay, so you're checking out the benefits of sauna.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it
I
says
thought someone
increased
was
heart
sending you
rate
text.
and circulation. No. But so what I was saying is correct. It says increased heart rate. It says reduced cardiovascular risk. So it's linked to a reduced level of vascular diseases, including high blood pressure. So
Okay.
30 minutes a week will help reduce blood
Just 30
pressure.
minutes a week.
So like
enough
5
to
minutes a
give you-
day.
Wow.
5 minutes a day. And it says muscle recovery, increases recovery of your muscles and blood flow, pain relief, stress reduction, better sleep, clearer skin, and reduce respiratory issues. So if you have something like, so it has anti-inflammatory effects,
All right.
which boosts the immune system. So yeah, it's
Fantastic. That's I
it's
never
a
knew that it
non-negotiable,
is that beneficial. You understand? Because at times, you see,
but it's because it's painful.
so going in the sauna, is it painful as well? I know there's
it's
a bit
hot.
of heat and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more, I used to think that it's more for beauty therapy and things like that. You see many of these wags. There's getting in the sun and just, just think it's just
no,
that.
It can be a form of beauty therapy, but I would say it's similar to like the cold plunge, like an ice bath. I don't know. Have you ever done an ice bath?
I've never done that,
Oh
but I
my
see
gosh.
folks do it. I see,
Oh my gosh.
What's his name now? Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
He has this
ice bath.
Yeah, and as those guys are stepping in, you see them cringing and people holding, I just feel, what? What I do is I remember is bad enough. I don't want to I don't want to take it to the next level.
The first time I did an ice bath, I cried.
Oh Jesus.
I cried. It was when I was
Wow.
at Chelsea and I was going for an injury and I was like 14. 1 minute I couldn't handle it.
Wow.
It's cold, but the sauna is like the heat version of that. Is so hot where you have to really discipline yourself to stay. For 5 minutes is a long.
So
it's
that's
hard.
why you don't want to stay longer than 5 minutes.
Well, you can.
Or
like
let's say 10 minutes.
Yeah, I normally go for 10 minutes, but you can't just. So for if someone who hasn't done the sauna before, they can't just go straight for 10 minutes. They might pass out or something like that because it's so hot. But you work your way up to that period of time, and you have to build up the resilience to get to that level. But ultimately, it's just like that. So normally, a lot of people do cold plunge and then sauna, so they call it contrast therapy. Contrast therapy is
and that will not be a shock to your system.
No, so that's actually the shock is what allows your muscles to then relax and then contract.
Wow.
So heat is what allows your muscles to relax, and then ice is what allows it to contract. So whenever you maybe have an injury and you get a swelling, they tell you to rest, ice, compress, and elevate. And that is to stop the blood flow, to stop the swelling, because the swelling is like the internal bleeding.
Okay.
So it's in order to reduce that down. So when you go in the ice bath, it helps to really reduce that swelling and reduce that movement and blood flow around that area, so that it can reduce and the swelling can go down and the blood can go back into where it's been. But a heat will stimulate the blood flow around that area. So it might increase swelling because you're putting heat. So then there's more movement around that area.
Okay.
But then also it will relax it in that sense. But yeah, like contrast. But
Wow.
so for me, my point is that doing it in the morning before work, it improves clarity, improves focus.
Yeah.
It's essentially eating the frog. The philosophy of the idea that you need to do the hardest things first. So, I know I read a lot of philosophy books, but it's a way of thinking in life that instead of waiting till the end to do the hardest thing, you need to eat the frog. I think it came from a story back in the day of maybe in the ancient times where they talk about the frog. When you have a frog and you're eating frog as a meal, a lot of people want to save it till last. But if you eat the frog first, it's a strategy so that everything else you eat after that is easy.
Because you've probably eaten the worst tasting meal, so to speak, first.
Yeah.
And then nothing could be worse than that.
Worse than that. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
So for me, that's literally what it is. So you'd see and you start to see the difference immediately because after you've done, you're trying to do 100 kg on a bench press in the morning at 7 a.m. By the time it's 9 a.m., it's not like other people who are just waking up. They just brush their teeth. They go into work. When you're in the gym, you both go and you sit on your desk. There's going to be two different mentalities and mindsets. Someone's just done a gym session with a bench and 100 kg. Someone's just brushed their teeth.
So you are awake. All your faculties are awake and alive.
Yeah.
While someone is still trying to...
They still need to go and get their coffee.
Into the groove.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a big advantage that you can really set yourself on. And yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much for, clarifying that. That's quite insightful, and of course, it's nice that you've given us a bit of your own personal routine, because I was going to ask you about that and, but you've touched on that. Now, another thing that I would like you to speak into is this, which is a debate or maybe a conversation I've heard some guys talking about, cardiovascular exercises and resistance exercises. Some folks will tell you cardiovascular exercises is the main thing. Forget about resistance. And some folks will tell you the opposite. So I just wanted to ask, as a professional footballer, which one is most important or more important? Is it the cardiovascular exercises or resistance exercises?
Yeah, another fantastic question. I love debates. I love being able to articulate and understand different people's perspectives. So it's always good. But for me, based on what I said about the different dichotomies, I believe with all these different things in life, it's always best to be on the area that has the most range.
Okay.
So cardiovascular and resistance, they're both on two sides of the scale.
Okay.
But I think the optimum level sits on the middle. You always see the inverted U. The inverted U graph, it shows performance and stress. Performance on the y-axis, X on the X, or stress on the x-axis, and you see that the optimum level of performance is where there's high level of it's just the middle. It's the middle point of best performance is in when the stress is just the right amount of stress.
Okay.
If it's too much, performance starts to decline. If it's too little, if the stress is too little, you won't be able to perform. So I think that's the same with a lot of things in life, and especially in like training and fitness. Cardiovascular and resistance training. What exactly is resistance training? Resistance training is putting weight on your body or putting your body through stress in order to build muscle. that is your usual weighted exercises, such as, the bench press, squats, lunges, pull-ups, push-ups, all of these things. These are resistance training exercises. Cardiovascular training exercises are exercises that are used to build your cardiovascular respiratory system, which is your process of breathing in and out, your process of breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide, and how efficiently you can do that. Your VO2 max. Your VO2 max level is the amount of oxygen you can withhold within your lungs. And that's a direct link between that and your life expectancy.
Okay.
So if you can improve your VO2 max, then that means you can hold more oxygen in and you can survive for longer. If you were to be in the water, if you're in a difficult situation, it's linked directly to life expectancy. And that's cardiovascular level, and also your grip strength, your ability to hold. I don't know if you've seen the challenges where they have to hang on a bar and hold it for 3 minutes or something. So that in itself is linked to your life expectancy as well. Your strength, and then your VO2 max. So these things are on the opposite ends, but the optimum level for me is always the hybrid athlete. All professional footballers are that hybrid athlete. They have to be able to run a 1 kilometer time trial under 3 minutes 30 seconds.
1 kilometer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Under 3 minutes 30 seconds. That is it's like a sprint for 1 kilometer.
3 minutes 30 seconds.
Yeah.
1 kilometer. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So that's the standard that they have to do, but they've also have to be able to push their body weight in terms of bench press, squats, all of these things. Okay. So they have to mix they do a mixture of both resistance and cardiovascular training. So you say in a footballer's preseason, I remember all the preseasons I've had, we always do. I remember when I went with West Ham, I went to preseason tour with the first team. We went to Switzerland, but we trained 3 times a day.
Wow.
3 times a day. We trained morning, maybe like 8 or 9 a.m. It's like football. Afternoon, we do gym session. In the later afternoon / evening is another football session. So for me, optimally, like, you need to have a mixture of both worlds. Because if you have high cardiovascular, that's like people who do marathons, like Mo Farah.
Yeah.
You can see their body composition. It's quite lean, it's quite skinny. Yeah. They're not as powerful as players, or they're not as powerful as weightlifters. You can see that a weightlifter is more of a mesomorph. Mo Farah is like an ectomorph, like very skeletal in their body structure. Not as much muscle mass, no fat muscle, no fat on their bodies. But a mesomorph is someone that's straight muscle, just muscle, quite thick structure. But then, you can get the optimum level, which is like an ectomesomorph. That's what footballers are essentially, because they have high muscle mass and high cardiovascular respiration. So that's for me, like, my optimum, like, body or something like that. Let me show you. In fact, let me show you what this is. So this is what I used to look like when I was in, like, my prime as a footballer. But that's what I would say would be.
Wow. Is this you?
Yeah. That's like me, like, wow. just over a year ago. Like,
we have to show this to our audience. Wow.
So that's me as a professional footballer.
Wow.
When I was playing for, just finished playing for Barnsley in the Championship.
Wow.
But that's like an ectomesomorph. You're slim, you've got muscle definition and everything like that. That for me is like what every man should aspire to look like ultimately, because then, you're able to run, you're able to lift weights, you're able to carry your wife. These are things
that are very important.
Carry your wife. A lot of people, they might not be able to do things like that in a time of trouble. Are you able to have the cardiovascular strength, the muscular strength to be able to protect your family, your kids, all of these things. And those are the basic building blocks of fitness. Like if you're on one side of it, if you're too cardiovascular, you do too much cardiovascular training, you might not have the strength to fight or withstand the pressure. But if you're too, muscular and all those things, you might not be able to run away
when it is required.
So
I hear you.
yeah, that's me. Like right now, I kind of fell off. I stopped playing last year for like 7 months, and you can see I'm looking much bigger now because of the fact that I didn't stop playing. So that's how quickly you can lose all of the work. That was after like 4 or 5 years of training.
Wow.
To look like that. And then now that's all that 4 or 5 years gone. So
to go back to that,
it needs
to
serious
attain
training,
that
serious training and
again,
discipline.
like
no more puff. No more puff.
Oh jeez. So you'll still need about 2 years of focus.
No. My aim is to get back to this by December.
Okay. All right.
So that's another 3 months.
All right. So it's not.
So I'm just doing a training program.
Then.
Training program now, but it's intense.
Yeah.
Intense cutting. So no cheat days. No ijekuje. None of that. None of that. Like, and it's serious high intensity training, like daily. In order to, if I wanted to achieve that by the end of the year sustainably, then yeah, I need to really cut and put myself through pain. So, but yeah, like ultimately the best thing for that bit, I think, is just the middle ground between both of them. You need to be able to have a mixture. It's the same with, it says in the Bible that, the eyes cannot tell the ears that they're worthless.
Yeah.
Because without the other, you can't really do much.
Yeah.
Every part of the body has its own duties and has its own values. So it's the same with fitness. The components of fitness. You're mentally fit, psychologically fit, physically fit, and spiritually fit.
Yeah.
The components of fitness. These are things that if you miss one of them out, all of the rest come falling down.
I hear you.
And it's the same with your body. If you look at your body structure, someone who on a weekly basis just trains the upper body, they will become top heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when it comes to supporting, like even their legs supporting their body, they'll start to feel some sort of discomfort. So that's why even in fitness, you need to make sure that you're training every part of your body, from your neck, from your back, your toes, your calves, your shins, your wrist, strengthening your wrist, all of these aspects of your body. These are all things that if you miss out one, you'll feel it. Then go feel it. You will feel it. And that's oftentimes where players get injured. So you see, that's why a lot of money has gone into sports science nowadays. So a player might do the hamstring because when they're supposed to be in the gym, strengthening, doing the hamstring exercises, the deadlift exercises, all of those hamstring curls, they're not doing it properly. So when it comes to on the pitch and they need to sprint and use their hamstring,
your snaps.
It will break because they're not strengthening that. So they all work hand in hand.
Wow. Thank you. Amazing. I guess we'll start rounding up shortly.
Yeah.
This session, because however, I would like you to come back on these podcasts so that we can also have a conversation about, the things that you're doing, in your personal life, in terms of your podcast, your Beyond Football podcast, your professional life and things like that, just to be an inspiration to men and even young folks out there. I hope you'll be happy to come back soon again, so that you can take this conversation further.
Yeah, no, most definitely. For me, it's been an honor to be here and have that discussion. I think you've just started a new I don't know if it's a business venture or passion project now in order to really educate people about fitness, especially men. You know, I think it's a massive thing because I see firsthand, even within my own family, how being overweight or not going to the gym, it messes you up.
It does.
It messes you up
And a lot of
massively.
us are not even aware of the downside of it yet. Yeah, I just pray that we won't wait
Until it's too late
before we realize the importance of it. Yeah,
it's deep, man. It's deep because there are a lot of parents, African parents, that say, "Oh no, God forbid that won't happen to me. God forbid, God forbid." But faith without works is dead.
it is.
You know, you can pray, but if you don't take care of your health, eat the right things, you know, that's how life works.
It is.
You can't come and cry. You know, you weren't taking care of yourself.
You're right.
It's the same with smoking. You know, people tell you stop smoking. You can't keep saying, "Oh, I pray I'm gonna live," when you're killing yourself.
It's true. You have to do something about it. You have to take action.
So,
yeah. Oh, fantastic. This next question, you know, I believe you probably would be aware of this. You know, lately, I've been seeing a lot of exercise, you know, adverts out there about Tai Chi.
Tai Chi, as in like jujitsu.
Yeah, something like that. But it's apparently a type of exercise. You know, there are some exercises along that line.
Yeah.
And so you hear a lot of, you know, I guess it's the advert, isn't it? But they sell it in such a way that, it's probably better than going to the gym and things like that. And of course, they now, you know, there is these
Are you talking about like calisthenics?
In fairness, I don't really know what it's really about per se, but they call it Tai Chi. But I know that there is the Tai Chi, which is more of the martial arts and things like that. But you see these guys, you know, middle-aged guys looking so muscular, and they'll tell you that, if you start Tai Chi in 3 days' time, you'll be feeling good. In 7 days' time, you will not recognize yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking this is advert, but I just thought, let me ask someone who is in the who should be who is in the know. What do you reckon? What do you have to say regarding that?
Yeah, there's no get rich quick scheme. There's no get fit. There's no get fit rich quick or there's no get fit quick scheme out there. You know, you've got to do your reps. You know, Toby Show Silver, word to Toby. You can't cheat the reps. You can't. You cannot. People will see you reap the fruits of the work that you put in, of your labor. It's just a biblical principle. You can't mock God.
I hear you.
You can't mock God. In this life, you get your just desserts. Your just desserts. What you put in is what you get out. So, yeah, like it's just a principle that you can try and cheat it, but people will find out. You know, those people who want to do surgery, BBL, or they want to do the fat loss training, tummy tuck, all these things. All of those things will have significant detrimental effects on their person's health because they're trying to go against science and the natural order of things and biology. You know, things like Tai Chi, I think that's like similar to like jiu-jitsu or calisthenics. These are things that natural ways of putting your body through like resistance training or high intensity training, martial arts, all of these things that you can use significant weight and build a lot of strength quite quickly, but it's not going to be within a week. It's going to be potentially over a 6-week period. Like I know 6 weeks is like the optimum amount of time to give your body to be really transformed.
Okay.
But yeah, like things like calisthenics, Tai Chi, like I'm under the impression, I think it might be a topic of another day, but every man, or in order to be a total man, I really believe you need to know how to, just the basic foundations of self-defense. Self-defense, whether it's boxing, whether it's jiu-jitsu or martial arts, where it's not the sense that you will go out and use it, but it's whenever it's needed, you have the ability to be able to protect and utilize it in that sense.
That's true.
That's why, I think middle of this year, I started going to boxing training.
Okay.
Started learning how to box. And I've seen, if you see the way my confidence has gone or increased significantly ever since doing that, because now at least I know how to handle myself in that particular situation, and it completely transforms your mind.
Yeah.
Because now, for example, if people are attacking you or trying something in a particular system, in football we experience it all the time. You go for a corner, the strikers coming to elbow you, all these different things. If you don't know how to fire or anything, they start punching you or anything, you don't know what to do. But as a man, if you upskill or educate yourself about techniques, tactics, strategies, then it ultimately compensates for fear, because you won't be fearful in that situation because you know what to do. So for me, I think it's very important for them for every man to try and learn that form.
Yeah, fantastic. Wow, there is so much more, that I would have loved us to talk about, but for time. However, let me just ask this final question, and then we'll round up. Where is the place of supplements in fitness?
Fantastic question. I think I spend a lot of time obviously in these football academies, Chelsea, West Ham, all of that, and we use supplements all the time. I'm surrounded by a lot of people who sport science at like the best unis in the country, etc., on a daily basis, and they give us these programs and they do so much testing on us: blood, fitness, dental, weight, all of these testing on your whole body. So they have our whole physical profiling, and they study sports science. What is the optimum things? The nutrition. There's nutritionists there as well. What are the things that you put in your body to make it work optimally? Like a car, if you want to put the brake fluid, if you want to put engine oil, there's engine oil that's 30 pounds. There's engine oil that's 100 pounds. Those things are going to do different things to your car.
The difference will be clear.
In your
when
body.
It comes to the performance,
And in your body, if you don't have, or in your car, if you don't have any windscreen wiper or windscreen washer with the fluid, the fluid that you can buy to clean it, not just water, it's going to affect the way the car will function.
Yeah.
It's the same way with your body. If you don't have the supplements or things just like hydration tablets.
Okay.
Things that will help you get rid of cramp. You've got like I can't remember the technical name, but supplements are things used not as a replacement for your diet, but something to supplement and complement your diet and your nutrition. It's like a booster. It's like a top up, essentially, to enable your muscles and your body to absorb and digest the food that you're eating better. Supplements are made because of the lack of a balanced diet in the modern civilization. Ultimately, we're supposed to eat 5 a day, 5 fruit, 5 vegetables a day. A lot of us don't remember when we ate any vegetables. No, a lot of us have never had asparagus. But I think supplements are there in order to make sure we're getting all the nutrients, the iron, the zinc, the vitamin B3, 12, C, D, all of these things into our bodies. So I think it's the most important thing. I started to take some supplements from Holland and Barrett last year, and it completely transformed my life, my focus, my energy levels, my sleep, magnesium for sleep. It's life changing.
Wow.
Life-changing what supplements can do to your body if you take them right and you understand your body. At West Ham, at Barnsley, we have protein powder. We have after every gym session. It said ultimately you want to be taking protein before, during, or after your gym session in order, because when your body breaks down the muscles, the proteins inside your muscles, they're broken down from the exercise. So you need to nourish your body in order to supplement it and help it to regenerate and grow bigger and stronger. So if you don't have protein around that time, then it will try and get that from the carbohydrates in your body, but it's not the right molecule to be able to do that in order to build and regenerate. So that's why it's very important to supplement your protein. So our daily requirements are for us to have at least 1 gram of protein for one of our kilograms.
Okay.
So if you weigh 80 kilograms, you need to have 80 grams of protein a day.
I see.
So that's like maybe like 2 or maybe 4 chicken breasts a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, in order to reach your protein goal. A lot of people are not reaching their protein goal on a daily basis. So now, if you don't reach your protein goal, your muscle will start to break down. You get smaller. You start to reduce your muscle. And muscle mass, your muscle mass is directly linked to your health and well-being and your life chances as well. If you have a high muscle mass, reduce health issues, reduce risk of cancer, reduce risk of cardiovascular disease, reduce risk of blood pressure, reduce risk of diabetes, all of these things if you have a significantly high amount of muscles. Because muscles eat fat, they eat sugar.
I see.
They eat glucose. They eat all of these oxidants in your body.
Wow.
And they use it as fuel.
Okay.
So, you said supplements. Yeah, I take supplements. I take vitamin D3, magnesium, zinc, calcium. I took ashwagandha last year. It was really good. It helps you focus a lot. But yeah, the ones that I take every day, I make sure is just calcium and vitamin D3, magnesium and zinc.
Wow.
And some iron as well. I take iron tablets as well, because when your iron is low, I think around last year, my iron levels were low. Every time, like, I just felt sleepy.
I
was having naps.
Feel tired.
Naps like 2 or 3 times a day.
Wow.
So it's like, yeah, it's very important to supplement your body and make sure you get checked so you understand what levels they're at and what you need to increase and develop. If you have low vitamin D, it's very, very bad for your just functioning, because vitamin D is one of the most important things you get from the sun. It helps everything. Vitamin D is like one of the vitamins that influence all of your the chemical reactions inside your body and things like that. And also things like calcium.
Yeah.
When I got injured, I tore my MCL in my knee, ligament in my knee, but also I've dislocated my finger.
Wow.
So it's like, but for your bones, if you don't have enough calcium in your body, your bones won't generate properly.
Yeah.
And because I had to increase my calcium, because here, when I injured it, it affected the bone here.
Okay.
So if I had not increased my calcium, then they said that if it keeps on grinding, you might have to get surgery there, and because the bone might deteriorate over time.
Wow.
So these are things like, because thankfully I had specialists and professionals there, have calcium, and there's another thing called collagen.
Okay.
Collagen is something that is like the things that attaches to muscles and your bones. So the tendons, ligaments, and collagen helps all of those things to function right. So when I done my knee as well, my left knee, my PCL, I had to take collagen shots every day just to help and aid the function. And these are all supplements that help with recovery, that are like additions.
Okay.
Topping up the windscreen washer in your car, adding more brake fluid.
Yeah.
Putting oil in your tires, putting some more air inside your tires. All of these things are really, really important.
Great. Thank you very much. So, some of these supplements that you have mentioned, are they stuff that you can get over the counter, or you need to?
all of them are from Holland and Barrett.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite cheap as well.
All right.
Less than £20, you can probably get like 4 supplements, and they last for quite a long time.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that's quite important. One of the things that you have said now, that which, one of the takeaway for me is the fact that the supplements are actually not a replacement for a balanced diet. However, they are just what it says. They are supplements. They are to aid and to complement your diet.
Yeah,
am I right?
that's right.
Okay, cool. Thank you so very much, Daniel. It's been a pleasing pleasure having you on the Total Man Diaries podcast today. And thank God you have agreed to come back next time when we call. And I guess I will be falling, making that call very soon. Thank you so much for being with us today. And I've enjoyed every minute of this conversation. I hope you have enjoyed your being with us today as well.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me once again. These topics are much needed. We need more podcasts like this.
Fantastic.
To speak to men at the end of the day. So it's a privilege and honor. I'm enjoyed it as well. Time has flew. I don't know how long we've been recording now. I know we've gone over time, but that's what happens when you're having fun. So
that's it. Time flies when you're having fun, isn't it? So, and I believe that our audience they've also had a wonderful time and they've gotten some value from these conversations. So thank you so much for being here. God bless.
Sure.
All right.
For sure. Well, if you guys want to check me out, want to hear more of my thoughts, conversations, just check me out on just by my name, Daniel Jinadu, and the website beyond-football.uk. Everything's Fantastic. On there.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's it. Please check him out on Beyond Football. I believe the next time he comes, he'll be telling us a bit more about what he does, with Beyond Football. I've checked that out and it is so enlightening. So I received so much, by just, reading about him and, watching some of his podcasts. So enlightening, so I believe that you would enjoy and get a lot of value by checking that as well. Thank you so much for being with us today. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And to our audience out there, if you have gained anything or received any value from this conversation today, we'll appreciate it if you can give us a follow or click on the subscribe button on your screen right now and follow us on any or all of our social media handles. Thank you so much for being with us on the Total Man Diaries podcast today. I remain your host, Deji Oke. And I look forward to seeing you the next time